The Tibetan government in exile is primarily, the democratic government in exile. We lost our country in 1959. Right from our first step inside the exile community, His Holiness always have the vision of democratizing the Tibetan governing system and Tibetan way of life. So that itself is the starting of the democratic, the parliament in exile.
I think the relationship between the Tibetan Parliament in exile and the Friedrich Naumann Stiftung started around 1991.
FNF collaboration is in making the democratic system deep-rooted not only in the parliament but also at the grassroots level.
The Friedrich Naumann Foundation for Freedom is guided by a clear commitment to liberal values: individual liberty, democracy, rule of law and human dignity. These values shape our partnerships and define our work globally. It is for this reason that the engagement with the Tibetan Parliament in exile is a natural and obvious choice for FNF.
They have been very helpful in introducing the Tibetan situation to many other countries, other people.
Unless we reach out and tell our story, nobody is going to come to us and ask us what's your story. So that has been made available by FNF. I got so much exposure going as a team with the South Asian parliamentarians, witnessing the parliament in Germany, learning how it works, and then telling them what it is for us to have democracy.
The spaces that we have as a Tibetan, as a refugee, as an exiled community, the spaces for us to express our views has been shrinking. FNF is one of the very few organizations who helped us in creating those spaces.
Capacity building programs, supporting the parliament session happening, provided trainings on media and communication and advocacy work. They've also provided trainings on gender issues.
The content creation workshop helped me really improve my sense of how to write a script. Tibetan democracy is comparatively young, so I think these kind of workshops sensitizes us about the importance of the work that we do.
They've taken Tibetan community members as delegation groups across Europe. They've brought in European delegations to the Dharamsala, so that really builds that alliances.
So we're thankful to FNF for its support, FNF for its partnership in our struggle for freedom, for justice, for human rights, and for self-rule. We are very, very grateful to you.
Despite living in exile, the Tibetan community has built and sustained a functioning democratic system based on free elections, representative institutions and peaceful political participation. The Tibetan Parliament in exile stands as a powerful example of democratic resilience, not imposed, but consciously chosen and continuously practiced. Through collaboration, FNF contributes to promote Tibetan cause, strengthening democratic leadership, institutional capacity, facilitate dialogue and promote Tibetan cause awareness in Germany and Europe.
During our stay in Dharamsala, we saw a lot of institutes, initiatives, how to preserve the Tibetan culture and language. And we learned also a lot about the nature destruction in Tibet.
We were lucky to also today visit the Tibetan Children's Village. When we're here, we learn how even after many decades in exile, the Tibetans are just putting all their heart and all their power and work into keeping this very lively culture and community up.
The key highlight for me is to see that we share the same values, that we share the miracle of democracy, what it means to fight for open society and awareness for democracy. This is absolutely amazing.
What I am today is because of the opportunities that I got through the Naumann Stiftung programs.
I'm very patriotic, and the workshop that I got has helped me
become more patriotic.
I wish we can really amplify this movement of ours, just not to go back to our own country, but then spread this message of love and compassion.
We considered, of course, we want to go back to Tibet, then enter Tibet, where Tibetans will have the freedom to live as a way they want to live, use their language, practice their religion, and preserve their environment. And that's what we want.
My vision for the future generations of Tibet is to have freedom, to have liberty in your thought and speech. We can have a better world where everybody's imagination and everybody's dream could be fulfilled.